So good morning, friends. Today on 24th May 2022, we just finished our session on English grammar by Dr. Rodricks. Now, this is second session on general science, which is again very important section for NDA and NA examination. In general ability test, this general science or biology section contributes 10% marks. Okay, so out of 50 questions, 10 marks associated with biology section. Okay, and in other examinations of UPSC or rest of the examinations, biology section is equally important for all examinations like civil services, state services, staff selections, etc., etc. Okay, so in this second session, Joseph sir will continue introduction and orientation of general science biology. Thank you very much. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So once again, welcoming you all back to the session, and we are going to talk about general science. So as sir has already mentioned, so can you please share the screen with regard to the syllabus, general science?
Yeah, sir. Should I share this thing?
Syllabus.
Screenshot
of the general.
Syllabus.
Yes,
Okay.
sir, yes, sir. Yes, sir. The general science. Screenshot also.
Just a minute.
Yes.
One minute.
Yes.
इनका तो science section. This is
Yes. Yes. So as you can see, section C of the syllabus, we can see general science. Now, all the questions that basically are asked in this section are more or less on biology. Okay. So we can see difference between the living and non-living, the basis of lives that we begin with cells, protoplasm, tissues, growth and reproduction in plants and animals, elementary knowledge of the human body, its important organs, common epidemics, their causes and prevention, then food, source of energy for man, constituents of food, balanced diet, then the solar system, meteors and comets, eclipses, and achievements of eminent scientists. So from this section, now you can understand a fair bit of understanding, that is, if you have a good knowledge, I mean your basic NCERT books, that means how do you prepare on this section? Basically, the NCERT books, that means the basic NCERT books which are there, which you have, on that you can understand that all the topics connected to science. That means what are you going to read about? Supposing now difference between living and non-living. Okay, what is the difference basically? Or difference between a plant cell and an animal cell. So certain things which are already mentioned. So it is very, this section is not very difficult if you go to see, since you are all coming in that age bracket and age group itself, where you are preparing in your school level itself. So if you have a fair bit of understanding of the subject, if you do even your NCERTs, those of you who are preparing from state board, no doubt, you will have to read a little bit from the NCERT, that is the CDSE school books. So if you read the NCERT from the 9th to the 12th standard, biology section, many of these parts or many of these sections can be covered only with regard to your topics. That means whatever the topics the syllabus is given, so talking about like human body. So based on that, you will find it very simple, and you will find it because it all comes more or less, the entire syllabus is based on the NCERT. So all you need to do is to have a thorough study of the NCERT. That means connected to the topics only, not beyond the topics. Whatever the topics are mentioned in the syllabus, sticking to that, you will follow it. So like supposing now if you talk about plant cell, animal cell, so what is present in an animal cell, how to differentiate between prokaryotes and eukaryotes, okay? These word terminologies, the conceptual clarity. So most of the questions which are asked are mainly conceptual. That means you have to have a knowledge of the concept, or direct questions. What is what, why, how, such kind of questions, okay? Like supposing how many bones are there, or how many things of the longest bone in the human body, okay? Or the strongest bone of the human body. What is the strongest part of the human body? Anybody?
The femur,
Strongest bone or part?
Strongest bone?
the femur.
The femur, okay?
Yes.
Yeah. So the femur, where is the femur located now?
The
Thigh.
thigh bone.
So you can also call it the thigh bone. Okay. So sometimes they may give you an alternate word to it, the thigh bone. So you have to know it, the femur. Then the strongest part in the human body. Yeah, in the teeth, which one?
Wisdom.
Jaw.
The enamel is there, right? In the teeth. Enamel?
Yes, sir. Enamel.
Yeah. Yes, the enamel. So in the teeth, the enamel, right? Okay. So the tooth enamel, that's right. So now, supposing now talking about food, the sources of protein or protein-induced disorders, okay? Or supposing now, if we talk about anemia, how do you get anemia? Have you heard of the word anemia? Anemia?
Yes.
What is anemia basically?
Hello.
Yes,
Sir,
yes,
it
I'm listening.
results due to lack of RBCs.
Lack of RBCs? No.
Like iron deficiency. We had this.
Yeah, so hemoglobin. Basically, anemia is hemoglobin. Okay. So hemoglobin, so you have different types of anemia: sickle cell anemia, pernicious anemia, okay, iron deficiency anemia. So normally, so these are the things. Then how much content of, so basically, if you see that all the basic ideas which you have already studied, that's as I mentioned, what is already there in your 9th to 12th standard NCRTs, those are the things which you need to cover for this section. If you do a thorough study of those things also, it will give you, or like now, supposing if you talk about some of the common diseases, or if we talk about like now, if we talk about, say, supposing now in the news, so they will try to connect with some of the news. Supposing if there is some outbreak of some epidemic, okay, so that epidemic, they will connect with the news. Now, supposing cholera. Now, cholera is caused due to what? What kind of a disease is it? Yes, cholera is what kind of a disease? What is it caused by? Bacteria, virus?
Waterborne.
It's a waterborne disease, right? That's correct. What else? Can you tell me about cholera? How is it caused by? Bacteria, virus, fungi, protozoa? What is it caused by? Anybody? Okay, let me ask you. Malaria?
Female Anopheles mosquito.
Okay, good. Anopheles mosquito. Now that is That means basically the plasmodium. It is due to a protozoa. Okay. So you can understand cholera is anyway caused by bacteria, Vibrio cholerae. Okay. It's a bacterial infection. Okay. So you can see here. So what they want you to know is basically what are the common epidemics like dysentery, cholera, okay, gastroenteritis. So we find all these kinds of things which are there, and then how we are going to cause the prevention. So which you have obviously studied in one of your class sections. That means you have studied in either the 11th or 12th standard, where the causes of the diseases there, and also how to prevent those diseases, right? Then the various organs in the human body. Okay, what are the various organs in the human body? What is their function? Now, supposing if I say, which is the vestigial organ in the human body?
The appendix.
Okay, good. Like if I ask you now, salivary gland secretes which kind of to digest which food? Salivary glands help to digest which kind of food? Protein, fats, or what exactly? Carbohydrates.
Sir, I'm not really sure, but carbohydrates.
Carbohydrates, okay. Does it secrete amylase?
Yes, yes.
So amylase is what basically? Does it secrete ptyalin? So are you all understanding? So whatever you have studied basically in your biology textbooks, that means the various enzymes, okay, which they are releasing, and what is the digestion process? That means I'm just talking with regard now to digestion. So then same way, various organs, what are their functions? How do they function? Now the heart. So bicuspid valve is located in which? Where is the bicuspid valve located? Yes.
Heart.
Yes, in the heart, but where? That's right. Bicuspid valve. Okay, so the answer you gave is correct, in the heart. Now, is it in the right atrium? You know the heart is divided into what?
4 chambers.
4 chambers. What are the 4 chambers?
Left atrium, right atrium, left
Right.
ventricle, right ventricle.
Yes, correct. So we have the mitral valve, the bicuspid valve. Okay. So we have, so see by this, now where does the oxygenated blood? So what I'm basically trying to tell you is that you have to have a basic understanding of all this. So when you know the basic concepts, that means you know, okay, this is the organ, what is the subdivision, what are the functions of the organ, and what does it do? Like the heart now, it circulates blood. So then you need to know the circulatory system. So from the heart, the blood is pumped where? It is pumped into the aorta. Some of them goes into the pulmonary veins. So they move throughout the body. Then they are further divided: arteries, veins, right? Capillaries. So all this, how they carry and how they exchange the food and the gases and all these things. So basically, a proper understanding of the basic parts of the body, their functions, and what all diseases can be caused, and if they are defected or if there is any problem, what can we do for that? Okay, and then in terms of society, in terms of a community, how certain diseases are communicable, certain are non-communicable. Okay, can you give me an example of a communicable disease and a non-communicable disease? Have you heard these? You might have familiar with these words, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, by communicable, you mean contagious, right?
Yes. Communicable means which can be transmitted.
Corona.
Yes, good. So corona was a communicable disease. What about tuberculosis?
Communicable.
No, sir.
Communicable.
Communicable.
What about heart disease?
Non-communicable.
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 Non-communicable. Okay. So you see, basically you have an understanding that what are the diseases, how they are coming, whether what is the cause of the disease and how they can affect. So same way, if you look at each part of the section of this syllabus in general science, questions are asked based on that. So could you please share the question paper?
Just a minute, sir.
Yes. So all you all need to do is now to go back to the NCRTs and read. Already you all may have done that, but you need to go and read thoroughly again, connected to the syllabus. So if you have the correct understanding of those things, it will be very easy for you to tackle this section of general science.
एक minute, sir.
Yes.
Hello.
शेअर नाही होत आहे सर, एक मिनिट.
Share nahi ho.
थांबा, करतो होईल. Just
So all that you are going to do is to start working on your 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, connected to the syllabus, and those sections you're going to read. Have you got it, what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
थोडं
For science.
Yes, for science. I'm saying for science only.
PDF शेअर होत नाही, पण मी करतो हे त्याचा स्क्रीनशॉट्स काढून सायन्स सेक्शनचे काही टॉपिक्स जे आहेत. जस्ट मिनिट.
Joseph, meanwhile, what was the mark distribution you said for this?
For which one? For science section?
Yeah.
The 10%.
Okay.
I am just sharing. This is a just a minute. हाँ sir.
हाँ, एक मिनट, हाँ. Yes. Yes. So as you can see from question number 105, which one of the following is a characteristic feature of fungi? Okay, so here you can see now how they have asked the question. That means when you know about bacteria, viruses, okay, and so all these things, when you understand, so their basic structure, that means living and non-living. Remember the question, the point which we seen is the difference between living and non-living. Correct? Yes or no? Hello.
Yes.
Yes. So now by this you can understand whatever they have given a point in the syllabus, based on that they have been asking questions. Now next question we can see 106. Which one of the following statement about bryophytes is not correct? So now with regard to the plant kingdom, okay, differences between the plant and animal kingdom, okay. So from that topic, so bryophytes, now the plant body is a gametophyte. Then they are also called the amphibians of the plant kingdom. The plant body is attached to the substratum by rhizoids, specialized water content. So unless you know very clearly, so it's very, if you know the concept, okay, bryophytes are what, then pteridophytes are what, like this, vascular tissue, avascular tissue. So whatever you study under the science section, that means in living and non-living, or like supposing bacteria, what are the types of bacteria? Like we have gram-positive bacteria, we have gram-negative bacteria, we have streptococci, streptococcus. Okay, so which kind of bacteria which kind of diseases do they cause? Similar way, so if you look in the plant and the animal and the, or say living and non-living things, you will be able to identify. So questions are basically asked. So strictly sticking to the syllabus and looking at the previous year's question papers, if we study and we prepare, we get a fair bit of idea what kind of questions they are asking. Okay, now the next question is like, what is the specific purpose of using potassium hydroxide during the saponification process? This is more of a chemistry question. So saponification is, as we know, soap making, right? So बाजूचा प्रश्न 108. Okay, एक मिनिट. हा, हे सगळं याचंच आहे सर, केमिस्ट्रीच आहे.
Manufacture of ammonia. Just a minute. आणखी आहेत काही क्वेश्चन्स? म्हणजे इन जनरल ज्याला आपण म्हणतो की इन बायोलॉजी
याच्या अगोदर असेल का? त्याच्या अगोदर 105 च्या अगोदर आहे का? त्याच्यावर बघा.
आहेत काही,
म्हणजे याच्या संदर्भात, बायोलॉजीच्या संदर्भात आहे.
हा आहे, पण ते क्वेश्चन्स कमी आहेत.
Okay, so anyway, I hope all of you have got a broad understanding.
Yes.
No? I think all of you have got an understanding. So if you look at the syllabus, keep the syllabus in mind and study those topics from the NCERT, do it perfectly. NCERT is more than sufficient to cover this entire section, whether it is physics, chemistry, or biology also. The entire NCERTs, if you do it thoroughly over and over again, you will be able to cover this entire section without difficulty. Did you all follow?
And
Yes, sir. Yes.
sections, sir, section wise, like entire human anatomy, we can talk about that also.
Yes.
Heart, then nerve systems, like that.
Yes. So all these sections, once you do correctly from the, if you look into your syllabus, that's why as I said, keep the syllabus before you and start reading the NCRT. And if you read the NCRT based on the, like as sir has mentioned, system wise, you know, like in the human anatomy, if you told the body is the organs, then the disease section. So if you look, just observe the words in the syllabus and you look corresponding in the NCRT, what are the topics from the 9th to the 12th, you will find a link and you will be able to prepare at least for this section. And that applies even to physics or chemistry accordingly to whatever the syllabus is mentioned, but especially biology or general science, what we are talking about, in that topic, you can easily find this section. Is there any difficulty that you are finding to understand?
Sir,
I
what
just gave
about
you
the physics portion?
physics portion also.
Uh,
Physics portion. Yes, sir. Mangit.
And we can discuss afterward about that.
Yeah, so specifically
Okay.
here I'm talking with biology, with the general science part, but more or less whether chemistry or what, whether chemistry or physics also, it is going to be the same. Okay, you look at the syllabus, you look at the points of the syllabus, and you study from the 9th to 12th. The basic thing is to prepare from the 9th to the 12th NCRTs. And if you don't know certain basic concepts you may have forgotten, then you need to go back down to 6th standard. You need to start from a lower standard. If you, in case, if you have forgotten, then you can do that. Is it clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Any difficulty, any doubt, any query you want to ask me?
Yeah, you can ask questions related to general science section and English grammar, sir, now combined. All of you.
Anybody, any question?
No, sir.
All of you understood everything?
Okay. Yeah, so yeah, sir, are you there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So in today's session, Dr. Joseph Rodricks, sir, elaborated English section, that is specifically English grammar section, and with different methods, how to practice English. So that is discussed by Joseph, sir. And at the same time, with respect to general science section, now general science or specifically biology is a very vast section. During our coaching, we teach each and every topic in detail with respect to biology, specifically because with respect to NDA, along with biology, physics and chemistry, that is important. But with respect to rest of the examinations, biology is mostly important, okay? Like civil services or state services, biology is mostly important. And that to application part of biology. So few questions we have discussed, and with respect to biology section, all the systems, that is your kidney, your heart, your nervous system, blood circulation, diseases, and current affairs. Like for example, just recently Corona was there. So there were questions related to Corona in earlier examination. Okay. And so current affairs is also important with respect to science section. So the practical application of science, okay, current developments in the science section, that is also very important with respect to this biology section. Medicines, okay. Nowadays, you people must be aware about so many recent inventions, medicines, new diseases, okay, and new research. So that current affair is also equally important with respect to science section, okay. So thank you very much, Joseph sir, with respect to this section. And I hope these directions related to English and related to science section will definitely help student to qualify their coming examinations. Now there are a few questions.
Yes,
One question is asked. Okay, the exam. Yeah. Athar, now we are having, I am concluding this session, but we are having 15 minutes extra session for question answer, which is specifically related to NDA. Okay. So I conclude session by Dr. Joseph Rodricks, sir, and I am having next session. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.